He's on a 0 from his first run. James Deane sitting 5th in the championship. Has got to put a big run in here to get himself into the top 32, and he's going for it from the off.
Yeah, look at this. Wheels right to the edge of the curb. He's looking for that wall run nice and early, and he's deep into it now. As Deane hands a spoiler over the wall, he wanders away a little bit, but he's keeping in it. He knows he just needs to score on the ball, but he'll want a big one. He'll want to be in that top 10. He'll want to be up there fighting with the top guys. As he goes to the wall, he transitions away. That's super fast down the hill. As now Deane applies the pressure, puts foot to floor, looks for the last outside zone of the wall run, hangs a spoiler over the wall. It's job done. Yeah, it's job done. He's definitely in the top 32 with that here on out. As Clint Van Oort's going to go in the completely soaking wet onto the door of James Deane. Deane spinning in the first half of practice yesterday. They've got to keep it together here. Okay, look at this. James Deane goes through the gears, flicks that car across the circuit. Clint Van Oort can manage it, deal with it. Can he do it? He gets a shallow angle. Now he's playing the Korpolinski game. As Deane goes onto the wall, no effect. But look at Clint Van Oort. He's wandering and wavering. It's like there's more grip on that inside, and he's really struggling to keep that car sideways and barely moves out of that corner, and that allows a massive advantage for James Deane as he drives away. Down the hill comes Deane, and now Clint Van Oort's going to try and fire that car across the circuit, try and gain back some lost ground. But James Deane is up and gone. The man with all the experience puts the back end of the S15 to the wall and across the line. Oh, it's almost got himself out in the chase position. Oh, it's so tense here in Finland. Yeah, it certainly is tense. Well, they're through at the start line, down through the chicane. Clint Van Oort goes for a really early initiation on the handbrake for a long, long time. Now gets himself into that outside zone. He's up to the wall. He tags the wall. James Deane manages to keep on angle. He's keeping a little bit of proximity. He drops down. He's on the handbrake. James Deane just keeping his distance. He knows if he can keep this one clean, he could go through. Both cars. Oh, Deane straightens over the curb as Clint Van Oort now puts it to the outside zone. Clint Van Oort fires through. James Deane keeps his distance once again. Clint Van Oort straightens, loses body panels in the middle of the circuit. Deane goes for a nice tuck up onto the back bumper, and James Deane applies the pressure as Clint Van Oort goes to the wall, and they crawl across the finish line. It looked like James Deane just stopped in the chase position on the brakes on full throttle, which was absolutely in the lead position. Kavia getting a big old run up at Deane here to lead the line early. You can see the big heavy breath from James Deane as he goes, what's going to happen next? Well, he's got no time to think about it as he go. Oh, look at that. Kavia was on the back bumper ready to rock and roll. Well, look at this. He's almost fully dry as they get down the hill. Kavia is absolutely glued to the side of James Deane. Deane deals with that very, very well as they come through the centre of the circuit. He's almost fully dry right now. Deane takes it nice and wide. Kavia opens the door. He transitions early, but Deane is on an absolute flyer. Kavia can't hang with the pace of James Deane. They get into that last outside zone and across the line. Deane's got to go for it here. He's got to go for it. There was big proximity from Kavia. Deane has to go for it. Yeah, and Kavia needs to lay down a perfect lead line. Has he got it in the bag? And it goes nice and wide on initiation. Now he's full throttle, goes for the wall. Dabbing the foot brake. He's nice and deep. Deane flicks it on. Now Deane's on the inside of the circuit. Now Deane is struggling for proximity as Kavia fires through the middle of the circuit. Deane's over the curb, hopping wheels as Kavia fires a spoiler in Deane's face. Down the hill they come as Kavia goes for the transition. Oh, and a big flick from James Deane as he goes for the back bumper and Kavia's on the wall. Kavia in the chase position, Deane in the lead position. We're going to go back at it again. Spot in the top 8 up for grabs. Deane leading them in. Yeah, leading them in he is as they come firing down. And look at Kavia, no messing around. He's hungry for it. Goes for the back bumper straight away. Deane in the outside zone. He's nice and deep. He's tagging the wall. And look at Kavia tagging the door as they come through. Look for that inside zone. Transitions through the smoke. Kavia loses James Deane to the outside zone though. Once again it happens for Kavia as Deane fires that car down the hill. Kavia looks through the smoke. Can he find the side of the S15 once again? And he can't. Forcing home here by going on the door. Kavia's got to put in the lead run of his life. Well, he took a little bit of a run up for the start line, and James Deane did too as they fire in. Kavia goes 90 degrees to the tyres. Deane's on the inside. Kavia's in the wall in a big way, and it straightens him out. And he's broken the rear wheel. He's broken the rear arm. We've seen it over and over again, and that's going to be Deane's win now. You can see Kavia went in with the big flick to try and upset Deane behind him, but it just didn't work. James Deane finishes out the run. The pyro goes up. Yeah, so he can beat Deane here. Deane's also in the top 5 of the championship. This would be a big statement for Kevin Basseur with the machine. It takes a lot to put him off the rails. It does, but can Kevin Basseur be the man to derail the train right now? And he doesn't have that proximity on initiation. He needs to lean on Deane a little bit here as Deane goes absolutely ripping through in that inner zone. And oh, contact! Kevin Basseur takes a huge bite. His DB to Deane. He's broken an arm on Deane's car, which I think if Kevin Basseur is deemed at fault for this, the decision is going to be made here and now. We can't even get past the first corner. Now this is insane. Is in that 5 fight with him, so he might still be in the top 5. So James Deane, they're going to go for a big initiation. Flicks the car in. Yeah, that's him through. That's official. And I'm just thinking, looking at all these, these Excel sheets we have around us, Ian.
Could James Deane, if he won this event, be in the top 3 of the championship and he wasn't even at round 1? Imagine, he missed a round, clash of an event in the USA, came back, was only going to do a couple of appearances this year, but if he goes top 3 in the championship, it'd be hard to miss a few rounds then, wouldn't it?
I've got speculation even better than that for you, Dave.
Deep breaths, he knows what this one means, and this is for a spot in the final here in Finland. Off the line they go.
Oh, Shannon, look at this, through the gears, and he's staring down as Laurie Heinen fires it across the circuit. Deane knows he can't let him get away, and he hasn't. He's pinned into the front wheel. He loses a little bit of ground as Laurie Heinen opens up the throttle, but then he gains it back. Deane hunting down the Finnish driver. Heinen goes deep on the outside zone, but there's no shaking James Deane. They come over the hill, and Deane's closer than anyone, but he almost over-rotates and gives him that ground to drive away.
Starting to believe here. Heinen's got to go for it. He's got to throw everything at this one.
Oh, he's smoking tyres off the line already. And look at Heinen, and he's hunting down James Deane. He's always said he wants to beat James Deane. He wants to prove he's the best. He wants to win a round, and to do it right here in Finland and take down Deane at the same time would mean the world to the young Finnish man. And right now he looks stronger than ever. Oh, he's clever driving. Can he get back on the door? Of course he can.
These two friends, these two neighbours, going to put on a show for the fans here. Third step on the podium, up for grabs. Here we go, we're into the finals.
Yeah, here we go, through the gears to go. The third and fourth place up for grabs. Who's going to be third? Who's going to be fourth? Deane glued to the side of Shanahan's GT86, but it's a beautiful textbook lead line from Shanahan. Deane on the inside, but he makes it work. That transition almost made no sense from James Deane. As Jack Shanahan fires down to outside zone, Deane's glued to him, but he almost makes the same mistake once again. Now Deane playing catch-up. Oh, and pushes Shanahan across the line.
Slams into Jack Shanahan's door across the line. A little reminder, probably a little smile on the car. This incredible event, Deane in the lead, Shanahan in the chase.
Here we go through the gears. James Deane fires it across the track. James Deane looks for the outside turn too. Jack Shanahan takes that shallow line, goes for the front wheel, almost overtakes James Deane, but now falls back a little bit, goes for the transition as Deane goes for the wall. Shanahan doesn't let him get away, comes through the smoke, and Deane goes over the bump, doesn't let the car go on too much angle this time, fires it up through the second to last outside zone and across the line.
Oh, just didn't look to me like Jack Shanahan just couldn't find the pace.
Find it, couldn't get there.
Couldn't just get up onto the door. He was close on entry, he did everything he could. Looks to me like James Deane as that car turned up to 11. 12.